What is up, legends? It's your boy Scion. We're back, and we're back in Phantom Blade Executioners. It's been a minute. This is going to be one of the first videos back, and it's going to be a really good one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to talk really fast. I have a lot to actually say, and it's how to start strong. So, getting right into it, the very first thing that will help you as far as power is a card that I have actually very much slept on. And I apologize, but this is one of the most important ones in this game. And we're gonna head up right here and right here, which is the Dark Lord. Now, the reason why the Dark Lord is so important, is so crazy, and you should pay attention to him, is what his passive actually gives you. And it's this one. Actually, right here, I'm sorry. See the character crit rate right there? That is super important in this game because there's not a lot of places that actually give you crit that you don't have to RNG and pray that it's going to actually be there. You don't have to RNG this. It's just automatically just going to be there for you. So it comes at 2% right now. So when I show you mine, actually wrong place. I'll show you mine. See, mine is at 6.9. So you're like, that ain't a whole lot. But what you can actually do is keep continuing to push this up. Again, gear is very hard to actually push and get character crit rate. You can do it, but it's going to be costly. It's going to cost you a lot of currency. It's going to be a lot of ciphering through gear, and it's just at that point not that worth actually doing it. And crit is really important in this game because your overall, as you can see, the higher that you get this, the better it is. Like, you see, my crit damage is actually pretty good at 216, and my crit rate right now is up to 18% because I've crit in a few other places. And I want to continue to keep pushing that. We're at 60 right now, which you consider which is considered current Endgame. You can't go any further than that. And it says 61. I'm not sure if that means that 61, and then if I make another character 60, will that change the 2? I think that's what that means, but for the most part right now, we're just at 61. So the other thing you also notice is that you can see all of your bonuses right here in details, what you have damage to. So damage to minions, on 5%, poison targets, slow targets, stun targets, and stuff like this. This is where you start to pay attention when you're making a building stats towards certain things. You also notice that it pretty much shows all of it, including the purple level. The purple level is like the advanced stuff. Then flame bonus to combos, which is part of one of my cards. And then right there, this is just part of my gear right now, and it increases rate and everything else. Like, this is just stuff overall. So you can pretty much see everything that your character has fitted to. Now, on the gear side, what you also want to do is pay attention to what each individual skill piece has, or what skill is. Like bleeding duration, I don't have anything that's bleeding, so most likely I would just take this out. But this is not a final piece. This is not a level 50 piece. So I really don't care. I just try to do my best to get skills that I am currently using. Also remember that when you change skills, that you're probably going to have to change the skills on your gear as well, or it'll just be dead skills there, like that bleeding duration that will do nothing. Same thing over here. We got this one over here that we have the breaks and everything else like this. Also, you will notice that you get the option a little bit later to re-roll your slot, which will allow you maybe to actually get what you see. We have this corrosive tar right here. Get it from I got it from an event, but I didn't buy it in the store. You can actually get it in the store. That'll actually allow you to re-roll your slots and get interesting stuff on it. Maybe get more slots, or maybe even kind of like add stuff to it. Also, you want to go for gear that has slots on it. Not all the time is gear going to come with slots. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Majority of the time it doesn't. You want to keep trying to fight and get drops or craft it from the store, and then hopefully get some type of slots on it, and then you can re-roll it up and maybe get a 3 slot. It kind of works a little bit like how Path of Exile works, where you have a shot at actually getting more slots, so you can put more engraves in your gear, but for the most part, stuff comes without it. Like it literally feels like a 5 to 10% rate when you actually do get gear that has a slot on it. So when I got gear with a slot on, I kind of like held on to it because it allowed me to put engraves on and build more towards my build. Speaking of engraving, one of the most important things on here is your sustain for engraves. So what I went with is, you see HP regen when defeating an enemy plus 16. I went for as much as I can possibly get on that. Then HP regen right here per second 3 on this one. Can I any upgrades? I don't. Then recover HP for each shot point spent. Again, more sustain on your character. So if you're taking damage, like, you know, you're just getting all the health back. Like, I literally regen most of my stuff back, and I'll show you in the video. Then again, more regen upon defeating the enemy. So all of this stacks, by the way. It doesn't negate it. So if you get it on multiple pieces, it's just, you know, good. Now, the opposites can be said on defensive stats. And, well, not opposite, but it also works the same way on defensive stats and offensive stats. So if you want to start stacking out damage dealt, as you can see right here, that also stacks. And it shows you in your stats and your details that it's all multiplicative. So this is scaling right here. Obviously, the better and more that you get, the higher the damage that you're going to do. And you're going to start to notice that even just with this 1.5, when you start to get more on it, like your power is, like your gear score goes up by like 300 and 400, stuff like that, like really big numbers, because the percent scaling is really good in this game. Attack base stats do what they normally do, like in every game. They give you extra, but not much, so you don't really worry about that. And then I got this little down here. So you're gonna be like, well, how do I get more engravings? All right, so there's 2 ways. Actually, there's 3, but one way is engraving right here.
Let's give it a try.
You can actually buy it, as you guys can see, with your currency. If I want to spend 500, I get 10, and then it's going to be any of these, which is useful. You can also, right here, let's go here. You can also go out into the world and the reality rift. Where is it? You can do these. Now, this is also a good way to stamina dump, and this is when you like, how do you level fast in this game? If you want to stamina dump and just dump stamina, you don't like, you have like 10 to 15 minutes to play the game, and you want to actually, you know, do it as fast as possible, but still get worth and everything, and then come back later, like the next day or something like that, and then play fresh when your stamina is refreshed and all that type of stuff. This is the best way to do it, and also is the most important because it's going to give you a bunch of engravings actually doing this. Now, to actually pick, what you need to do is push forward and go, like, I need to actually go to the other one after this. There's another tier after this, but once you do it once, you get to do more and stuff like this. I only did it a few times because I was doing a whole bunch of different things, but that's definitely one way to actually do it. And the other way is PvP, but this game has kind of like fake PvP because it's PvP like this. So you're gonna see this red mark right here, which this is a center mark. So we're gonna head in there. Now, you don't actually have to do this whole stage, which is actually lit. So it says it costs 12, but I don't have to actually do that. Only thing I need to do is make it to the center. Now we'll just plow through everything. Where am I on the map right now? Now also I would do this to also take some time to tell you how you auto. What you can do is you can set yourself up to have multiple summons where, as you guys can see, can you get over it? Thank you. You can call out the Guardian Assistant, and then you can call out Deuce EX right there, who's just chilling. Now, the Assistant is obviously the card from the event where you get those 2 things right there. And I have another Guardian that comes out because my gear, my 6 set, actually calls out a character at the beginning of the stage. So I actually have 4 units fighting for me right now where I just don't have to actually do anything. They will eventually die because they can, But for the most part, if you kind of want to auto and don't want to go through every stage all the time, you can just let them do it and go through. So it is possible to actually auto in this game. So again, I'm just gonna stand over here and just chill, kind of multitasking stuff, so I don't have to actually go in and just show you again on top of that. Like the Guardian Scion Surgeon, he's the one who comes out at the beginning of the stage because of my foresight on my gear. So everybody's dead over here. I think there's, let me jump over this. Yep, there's people over here. Or did we kill everybody already? No, we killed everybody already. So now, you see, warning, a sinner has appeared. The sinner is an embodiment of other players' sins banished from the Wulan. The threat. Pretty much when they put sinner gear on, they become a sinner, basically, and that's what you end up fighting. You having fun, sir? Like, I'm like pretty strong, so I'm kind of like playing with him. All right, I gotta get you out of here. Took all that damage. He has ads too. I'll beat up these ads. He took out one of my guardians. Alright, so he's dead. Alright, so you notice right there is engravings down there. So what you can do is you can go ahead and fight them again on a higher level, which I'm gonna do. So my region. Alright, so he's over there getting beat up in the ass while my cooldown comes back and I regen my stuff. We got poison. Alright, I'm gonna have to stop you from doing that, because you almost killed me. You got good poison, I like it. Is my stuff not back yet? Hello? You might actually beat me. Yeah, you beat me. Alright, so what this basically is you're fighting the ad, and what they do is they scale up. The poison actually killed me, which is pretty good. Now, see, I got those drops already. These are mine right now. So even though I didn't beat him the second time, which is fine, I still got the drops, and you can just basically leave the stage and keep your stamina. So, exit. So this farm 3, even though I didn't beat the second fight right there, and then you can go back in. You don't actually do anything with stamina. You can also do this with quests. So, I'm sorry, and journals. So if a journal sends you somewhere, like I need to go like right here to this one, like, or find a clue or something like this. I don't have many left because I've damn near done all the quests in the game except these 5. But if you go in and actually do the quest, and as long as the quest, see the quest that it says right there, like relieving the debtor, when it says that it is updated or completed, you can leave the stage. You don't have to actually use your stamina on the stage, and you can just go out and go do something else, like for farming. So keep that in mind, that you don't have to actually finish the stage to 1, beat sinners, or to 2, actually finish quest. So that actually is a stamina save for you guys. Also, go ahead in here. Actually, you know what? Let's go over here. Let's cut this off because this is one of the things that people were having trouble with. Let's do template. Yeah, whatever. Just so I don't mess up my stuff. All right, so over here in skills, a lot of people are confused on. Am I gonna have to physically do all these? I think I am. Yeah, I'm gonna have to physically take all this off. All right, so move. This is a question I saw that I got a lot. And I see people get confused actually in the official Discord too. So don't worry about the phantoms. So what happens with this game is you have to use a certain amount of skills to set up your advanced or your awakening skills. And it all depends on how many that you actually put in and what you actually want to use. So your base stuff is always going to just be this base stuff, and you can make a base build which will let you have the dragon sword, which is actually a pretty cool skill. However, if you want to start using the other stuff, like if you want to use which one is it? This one? Yes, this one. If you want to use Heavenly Sword, this is the second one, which is your advanced skills. You have to actually use a certain amount of advanced skills. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, we'll equip this. I'm going to show you what happens. Let's put this in. And this one. All right, so this is all normal stuff. And you're going to notice that you have just like this normal spam right here. All right, that's your normal. That's your first spam that you get when you start the game. All right. Now, what happens is when you change and you start adding in these skills. So say I want to just bring in this skill and this one, which is probably the best skill that he has, but I don't use it because it's kind of like stuck on here. And I'll explain that in a second. We'll head over to here. We'll use this one. And then we will bring in this one. Now you see what it does is class advancement. Now we're using advanced skills. And 3 EP reagent or regent skills equipped, evolved, attack EP, and then, you know, regent jump, block, and all that type of stuff. So you all change. And you also notice that now you have a big slower attack, and he's more rapier attacking now, which is pretty cool. And that skill set was fun. So now, and take this out. Actually, you know what? We'll leave it. You also notice that because I put that on, now that skill changed to that, which is all pretty cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take off the advanced skills and cancel. So now we want to use the 10,000 swords. Now 10,000 swords is an amazing skill. It's super good. I'm gonna explain why it's so good on my back on my normal skills. But now we want to use this. Now we put that in there, and we go to advanced. So now you notice from this point on, from air sword is all of your awakening skills. So now when you put this on, we'll put this here. Put this on. Also notice now this skill changed. Advanced Blade Aura, which is even stronger now, and you know, pretty cool. Just with these 3 right now, along with the awakening skill, that also allows you to now use the last special, which is whatever. Which is this one, Sword Torrent, which is amazingly strong, and it looks cool and everything else, and you damn near invincible when you're doing that. So that's how you change all 3 and get the skills and everything else like this, and then other skills actually change too when you do all that. And it's up to you how you want to go along with the actual building of the skill set from there. But now we have the final awakening, all the characters work like this, but I just wanted to explain that because I saw that was giving on people a lot of confusion because they would like, why can I use this skill with that? Unfortunately, you can only use the base skills with the advanced skills or the base skills with the awakening skills. Like, you can't mix and match. It'll change out of that, which is kind of weird. I don't know why it's like that, but it's what it is. Now let's change back to what we were before. All right, there we go. Okay. So this is my setup right now, and I'll explain the reasoning behind all of that, because this is kind of like my build and what I'm doing and how I set things up. So the very first thing, I always want to have advanced aura blade first, because at the end you're just gonna get hit doing that. Is problematic, and it does really good damage and then goes out. So what I did is I put Lady Moon with that. So you notice that at the start of a combo, when I look towards a character, the first thing that happens is Lady Moon comes out and then runs across the screen. She does her thing. It's pretty much a shield break, or causes a big amount of shield break, and then I have the swords on top of me that come and chase after her, whatever she's attacking. Then right after that, I have the light dragon strike, which I chase after her after that. And whoever is already damn near probably 50% shield broken will get shield broken off of this if on both land. She's a shield break of 60 right now. And you get a big coverage, and you hit everything like in a big horizontal plane. Like, stuff above you and below you all get hit by this attack. Next up is the sword rain. Now that they're next to me and I'm all in their face, I don't want them to be like that close to me. So I do this, which, as you can see, generates overdrive charge, which is your special. And now they all get dragged and pushed back the same way. So now I'm just chilling there looking at them, and then I have this attack, which, if anything is not really pushed back at that point, they will be, based off of this. And again, more overdrive charge. And then I have the update on it right here. And then finally we have 10,000 swords. So they got two things basically, well, actually three in this combo that would knock back, but if they're still in my face by that point, I have the 10,000 swords, is basically does what it says. Then it's upgraded right here, and then upgraded at 30 right here, boost your damage by 20%, which I'm nowhere going to be near that. But you see the shield break is pretty high at that point, so something going to be shield broken by that point regardless. Now, to throw something else further on that, you see in this skill we have Life Siphon, which summons the helpers. So that's where the two helpers come from at that point. Then right here we have Steel Army. That's a typo, obviously. So when I actually do this, I get another sword that comes out along with it, with this right here, Swings Master Sword, using the sync skill damage equal 200%. So that's extra damage on top of that. When I get her higher, then I'm gonna get the Lingering Sword. Sync summons a giant sword on top of that, the Stomps and Stuns. So that's gonna be something else thrown out on top of that. And then finally at the end is Deuce. Deuce comes out, obviously you've seen Deuce already. And then I have Mechanic Will right here, gain 15% while the carry is present. So that 15% is there all the time because he's on the field all the time. So you're getting 15% extra damage on top of that. And then finally at the end, which is like the craziness out here. Now this is, I know it's just a purple, you're like whatever, but you see he's already awakening 2. Purple awakening 2, because purple cards are easy to actually limit break and push up. So think about that when you're actually going through. When you want to get like builds out there, you want to get like a certain build, you don't necessarily have to do all of the gold cards. Like when you come up with a build, thinking about stuff, just putting it out there. Now the reason why 10,000 swords is so good is because of the number of times that it actually hits somebody. So you see right here, burn, each hit of sync skill has a 10% chance to ignite an enemy and target for 14% of an attack lasting for 5 seconds. This effect cannot be stacked. So what ends up happening, because I have this on, with that skill is I just end up burning everything like almost all the time. Like you normally by the end of the combo, like they're always burned on top of all the damage that I do. Now, I know there's a poison card and there's a bleed card. I don't have those cards right now. I've been summoning, I just don't have those cards. So, you know, this kind of is what it is, but I do have the burn aspect. Like you saw what bleed did to me against that center. Poison. Like that poison was taking big chunks away from me because poison takes like a % chunk. But over here on this side, we have air sword. This is my starter for my second combo. And then I chase after air sword right here with moonlight slash. And then I have a big break right here, which, you know, hits everything around me, pops people in the air. Then electric blade, which is extremely nice. And then you can buff this to make it stay out on the field even longer, which is extremely nice because it does good damage and it stuns stuff. Like you see, like he don't know what to do himself. And then Rift Cleave, which is amazing. Like I swear the arc for this is way longer than the way it looks. It's like it even all the way over there where he landed right there. It's like it still hits stuff like all over there. The arc for that is crazy. And then we have the crit rate increase and everything else like this. Now, as far as the skills, we have Darkness Aroma, which sync skills create a shining ward nearby lasting for 5 seconds inside the ward. Allies receive 15% damage and damage reduction. Amazing. Very useful. Then Aura Cleave right here. The sync skill damage her as a lightsaber. So when I run at them like that, a beam comes out after it too and hits them twice. Then you have Full Moon right here, with sync skills kills the enemy. I restore HP, which is more for sustain. And then Illusion Vortex. Sync skills call forth a vortex and malignant energy for 5 seconds. Targets in the vortex are damaged to 150% of your attack per second. So obviously the higher your attack is, not the attack on like the skill, it's your overall attack that makes this go up. And then ultimately I'll get over here and get bleed, poison, and slowed, but I'm not down there yet, so we got to work on that. And then unique aesthetic, a lightning value are needed when this method is resonated. You pretty much get negative, you get a point down, basically, so you don't have to actually, like the way you see like this negative, it would probably guess would be 0. And then we have the homie right here, which actually works really well with Rift Cleave. It's really nice. You have the claw that drags stuff in. So even if it gets pushed away from me at the end of the combo, it gets dragged right back in front of me to start the combo again. And then we have Corrupt and Claw. Using the sync skill grants 26.5 crit rate for 3 seconds, which is not a lot, which means I have to actually go into another combo right away, which usually is not going to happen because the first one is on cooldown, so it's just like my normal attacks. And then his unique is, you know, the same thing. And yeah, so that's my build overall. It's pretty nasty, pretty crazy, works really well. Like I kill damn near everything that I face, that I hit. And this is where all my skill stuff is at. What I try to do with skills is I try to have it so that I am getting at least the level 30 or 20 passive and all of that. And then from there, go along that. The same thing with the gear. I try to make it so whatever skills that I'm using, my gear gives me extra stats on that particular skill. And obviously you see the phantoms. Now, like I said, I knew this was going to be a long because there's a lot to actually talk about. But now, as far as limit breaking, you should always save your really gold, your gold stuff, like these guys, like these EXP fathers. Save them for your second round of upgrades. And the reason why is because once you get to a point like this where she's at, to ascend, she needs her original card to be ascended, basically. So you have to do it again just to get her to her next level, which leaves you with an interesting way of actually doing this. So what I'm actually doing right now is, instead of using these cards, I'm weakening myself a little bit because there's nothing for me to gain EXP for, and I am actually leveling the original cards. The same thing again. It's like these are the original cards. I have stronger cards, but I'm leveling the original cards so they can get up to 62, and then I can use them as fodder and level up my more stronger cards. That's literally the only thing that you can do, because you don't get EXP fodder that much. There's dungeons that you can actually do, but you can only do them 3 times. So the best way to actually level that up is that way. So the next thing, I know it's a lot, y'all. The next thing that we got going on is the center gear. Now, in my opinion, you should not use the center gear until endgame, and until you can override the negative that the center gear actually does to you. So you're gonna notice the very first thing that happens is that you lose 1% of max HP over time. You gain 28% damage, and you get 100 HP recovery each time you kill something, but that 1% is a lot, yo. Especially when you go in between stages, it just starts ticking away really hard. So what you can do to negate that is start getting your engrave up, which is what I've been doing. Like my regen right now is like, I think 13 HP right now per second, but that's still not enough, like, because I lose like between like 90 health per second. So it's going to take a while to actually do that, which is why I just don't use the center gear right now, because it's definitely an upgrade and it will help you, but it will kill you quicker than more so than it help you. So that's my opinion for center gear. Unless you're whaling or something and you got mad engraves, just don't do it until like it's just really end game type of stuff where you can override the healing negation like that, because then when you put both of them on at the same time, they both do it. Then it's 2% of your HP loss, which is going to be like 200 to 300 HP per second that you lose, and you can't override that. Like, you're just going to bleed out. Basically, it sucks. So just don't do it. All right. So the next thing that we're going in is the events. So here's an interesting factoid about the events. They are all separate on each individual character. So everything that you do right now, your money is not shared. The only thing that is shared is the benefit from the passive from leveling the character. Event wise, all of this stuff right now, when you go into the dungeons and everything else, including your stamina, is all separate character. So when you're building out and getting stuff in these dungeons, you have to all do that separately. It's all going to be separate. I just want to put that out, because I saw somebody say like, well, I farmed in this one dungeon and it's not appearing on this character, and then the reason why it's not appearing is because they're all different things. You can't do that. So whatever I get over here to do all this is going to not show up on my other characters, which kind of sucks, but is what it is. As far as leveling fast, like I said, there's that one way that I showed you where you can go into the dungeons. Another way of actually doing it is going through all of these. You're not really leveling fast, but you're picking up all these currencies. Like, see, I have all this unfinished because I leveled fast a different way. But this is all currency right here that you can actually pick up from just doing all these modes and picking all this up, which will allow you just to go into the limited shop and pick up all of this, which is all useful, especially this right here, this corrosive tar, because that allows you to try to gamble, mind you, and it costs 500, mind you, to gamble and try to get more slots on your gear, which kind of sucks. But there's a bunch of stuff in here that is available to you that you can actually pick up that will help you, especially cards like this, like the Lady Moon card. You definitely want to pick that up. Definitely want to pick up the Evil Punisher, and definitely want to pick up, if you have not already, because he's a very good card, the Life Reaver. That's how you summon those 2 helper adds to you. And then just have a bunch of other stuff in here that's useful, like you have Resentment right here, and then you have Deep Cuts, which is also a very good. And then you have these, this is okay for level 50, but if you're at level 60 like I am right now, then you kind of don't care about that. Glacial Blaze is just toxic. That's all I'm gonna say about that. This is toxic. Go up. So yeah. Now, It's interesting because I think I have talked about everything else except for what happens at level 55. Now, you're going to be able... Let me go ahead in here. We'll do that.
You know the drill.
So at level 55, what happens is this place opens up. And you get the opportunity to fight Abomination. Now, what happens in Abomination is, as you can see, its difficulty is really high. The drops are 4 times, and the EXP is that as well. You can pick up one of these 2 items, which I kind of just like whatever about at this point. But it's going to take 80 stamina, which is a lot. However, at level 55, it will level you almost immediately to level 56. At 57, let me help him real quick. Have at it. At level 56, it will get you just under 57. 57, it will get you to about 80% of 57. He's coming for me. Hi, sir. Yes, I'm trolling this guy, by the way. 58, it'll be just about 60%, so you're gonna need 2 of them. 59, you're gonna need close to 3. Just about. All right, you're gonna need 53, and then you'll be 60. Literally for about 400 stamina, 55 to 60, without trying very hard, because you see, like, this is not very hard. I'm essentially I'm trolling him. This other stage is harder than this, but you can't expend as much stamina quickly as this. I'm gonna show you how much. What the hell did you even hit me with just now? What's that? And you see he's burning now because I hit him with that. Get him that out. Armor broke him. Hit me with something stupid again. Once he throws that, it's safe. Do your stupid thing. Thank you. And dead. All right, look at that EXP, 129,334, dog. Plus all the currency that you get for that, plus the guarantee. And I apologize because of whatever reason, when I decide to do videos, they decide to do lawn work. Out of nowhere. But the video's almost over anyway. So, with that said, all right, so to wrap this up, love that. To wrap this up, pretty much this game is pretty free flowing, and right now there's nothing for me to really do right now except for get my level 60 gear on my character, and then turn to another character, and then start pushing them to 60 as well. And then start knocking out all of the exclamation marks, which is basically the stages that you have left that you haven't done yet. But what I would do is I would go after.
I'll let you know if they're.
Go, move. Start going after all of the achievement stuff in here to start picking up all of your leftover currencies that you can do. Like you see, like all of this is just currency that you can do. Like, still a lot that I haven't done yet. And then all of these is the extra stuff that you can actually come in and get as well. There's no reason not to actually do this. So we have to go in, and this is legendary gear right here that we can actually get. And you have to craft them and everything else. And during your time doing all that, you get enough pieces to actually craft them because they cost 100 per.
Preparation done.
And it's
Now
over
head
here. You see, I have 4 of them done already. I've been just going through and just trying to do each individual thing, and it kind of doesn't really matter anymore now as far as EXP. So now it's just going through and doing whatever this says to start picking up all this stuff. So like it says, you know, forge these 4 and then clear these at the highest difficulty. South side mirror. You can't click them individually. You just have to remember what it is. Like, it's just pretty much all the mirror stages that's in the special stage over here. All this stuff down here. You need to do all of these at the highest, which is not hard at all. So just me personally, what I'm gonna go ahead and do now with the my staminas is just start expending all of these. I can only do 4 more today because obviously I showed you that thing, which I don't mind, but it's not like this is hard anyway. You just go in and actually do this. If you're at level 60 at this point, this is like a GG right now. And then you have these that you have to come in, which is like all the boss fights in the game that you have to knock out as well. So this is where you'll be expending all the rest of your stuff, and hopefully get these drops right here, because this is really good to help you along in upgrading your gear and stuff as well. It's the bow issue. I don't have any slots until 100, so I can't. I definitely would want to get this, but I don't have any slots. What was you? There's an ice one because I have it on my other characters, level 23, and it's pretty good. I don't have that card over here, so I wish I could get that card because I would definitely put it in. But it's what it is. That is all I got for you guys in this video. Hopefully it will help you and get you to this point. Oh, because no people are gonna ask. You see, I'm glowing right now, and where you get this from is actually the stage that they recently added in the patch a few days ago. It's this gear, as you can see. Creates a chi protection around you. Targets are damaged to 420% of your attack. Now I noticed that it does it a lot. It's not like infinite or nothing like that, not some super OP stuff like that, but it does it enough that, like, you know, it's actually pretty useful. I like it, and it also gives you the cool effect of this too. And you can only do that at level 60, so keep that in mind. I will catch you guys next video. Be legendary, like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Discord. Remember that we're doing stuff on Twitter, and I did actually stream this game before, so if you wanted to watch that and, you know, get like the earlier game type of insight, you can watch that as well. But we're going to be doing more, obviously, of this type of stuff, and I'm going to be going to another character because obviously I'm done on this character for right now, outside of just getting the level 60 gear, which is not really hard. It's just simply doing the stages at this point. There's not really anything hard right now that really scares me in this game. Like, fighting other people, like the sinners, are actually a challenge, especially when they got poison. So I'll catch you later. Peace.